Refuge International was founded in 2000 by nurse practitioner Deborah Bell. 9 times a year, volunteers travel to Guatemala from all over the United States to give their time and money to help people less fortunate. But preparations for these trips don't make themselves. None of the hard work being done in 4 of the poorest areas of Guatemala could be accomplished without the help of Nancy Neuman.
We couldn't do it without her. The trip is for a week, but we are working year-round to prepare for the week.
As the team administrator for Refuge International, Nancy has spent the last 11 years dedicating her time to finding volunteers and making sure the clinic has all the supplies they might need.
Our trips are scheduled a year in advance, over a year in advance, and we really start planning from that point on. We start collecting supplies, we start collecting volunteers, we start putting our supplies together in groups and packaging things and getting things ready to get sent down here.
For the 5 days that Refuge is in a particular location, it is Nancy's responsibility to coordinate the needs of the volunteers as well as the patients. Some joke that her job resembles that of a cruise ship director.
I love Nancy. She sets the mood and the attitude, and she's great. She's like the ship cruise director. She truly is. Spends a lot of time and effort before this happens and after this happens. So she's very, very important in pulling this off.
I always review all the departments the night before to make sure that everybody's got they don't have any gaps in their lineup, they don't need extra help. I shuffle people around depending on their skills. So by day 2, I'm readjusting that and making sure everyone is happy. My job is to make sure everyone has a great trip. People have paid a lot of money to do this, and they've given up their vacation time and they've given up family time, and for a lot of these people it's sacrificial.
Throughout the day, Nancy will periodically check on all departments, get pulled to translate an exam or the pharmacy. She will monitor surgery, coordinate with staff, and visit with patients. Her various trips to Guatemala has sparked relationships with the community as well as the volunteers.
As soon as I met her, she was a friend. And that's the greatest thing about Nancy is she's a friend to everyone, no matter how rushed, stressed, or busy she is, you are always her best friend. And she amazes me.
Not only is it her job to create the atmosphere, but Nancy is also the crisis manager whenever problems arise.
Nancy has the ability to perceive when there are issues of communication between the surgery side and the primary care side, or pharmacy or lab, and then bring the involved parties together and arrive at an amicable solution to what those problems are. And she is absolutely facilitated in that effort by her ability to read and understand people very, very quickly. Assessments of people that would take me knowing you for 5 years before I'd figure it out, Nancy's probably figured out in 5 minutes, so be careful.
The desire to help people less fortunate than her didn't emerge overnight. It may have been her upbringing or just embedded in her character.
I know her personally outside of here. I visit her in Dallas. Me and my wife are good friends with her and her husband Rick. She's got a great sense of humor. I've never seen her angry or upset. She's got this glow about her.
When I was in high school, my father took a job in Costa Rica, Central America, and I fell in love with the Latin culture back then. And so when I visited Guatemala in the year 2000, it's kind of like my heart started beating fast. It was like going back to Costa Rica all over again, except in the capacity of where I was actually giving back to that culture instead of just receiving from it.
When Nancy isn't in Guatemala, she's enjoying her ranch in Texas and entertains as much as possible.
I am chainsawing, gardening, sewing. I keep very busy. I'm a nester. I'm a Becky Homecki. I love making a home.
Although every trip to Guatemala is a new experience, Nancy's main inspiration to continue the effort are the selfless volunteers. From San Raimundo, Kaleigh, Krish.